Members, I have been looking forward to this day for 3 years. Ever since I met this gentleman knocking doors, the very first time I ran for office in 2016. He invited me in, showed me pictures of his service and his family, shared his experiences on the USS Enterprise and all he had gone through in World War II. He had so much to share that I asked for his bio to be put on each of your desks. I encourage you to read it, because this is what built Oklahoma, and this is what built our nation. There's a phrase that my grandfather always used, and it perfectly describes this gentleman. It is salt of the earth. He takes great delight in telling me that he is 39 backwards. And you have to think about that for a second, because he's almost 94 years old. He's 93. And when I was knocking doors in 2018, running for re-election, I went by his house, and I couldn't find him. I went back a little bit later, and he still wasn't there. I was starting to get a little bit nervous, a little bit worried, where could Roy be? Well, I went back after lunch, in the early afternoon. He was out mowing his front yard with a push mower. And he turned the mower off and hugged me, and I said, I was worried about you. Were you okay this morning? He said, well, I was actually down the street mowing my neighbor's yard because they've been having some difficulties, and I just wanted to help. Folks, this is what we're here working for, to protect. These are the values. This is what God put us here to do, to make sure that we don't lose this in our nation, in our state. I cannot tell you how proud I am to introduce you to this naval hero, Mr. Roy Wright. We have a citation to read, and then I would like to present him with a flag that has flown over our state capitol, and then he is very graciously going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance to our great nation. Clerk, please read the citation.
Clerk will read.
I'm just a survivor.
Whereas Roy Wright is a resident of Bethany, Oklahoma, and served in the United States Navy from 1943 to 1946, where he served on the USS Enterprise CVN-6, the famous aircraft carrier destined to be the most decorated ship of World War II, from May 1944 until he was sent to Norman for out-processing. On January 22, 1946, Seaman First Class Roy Wright was honorably discharged from the U.S. Navy. And whereas Roy Wright is among the most brave and noble Oklahomans who served this nation as a member of the United States Armed Forces, making personal concessions, delaying dreams, and disregarding personal desires and goals to defend the very freedom we hold so dear as a state and a nation. And whereas it is fitting and proper for the Oklahoma House of Representatives to recognize Roy Wright for his service to our nation and state, now therefore, pursuant to this motion of Representative Tammy West, the great state of Oklahoma extends to Roy Wright sincere appreciation and directs that this citation be presented.
And members, just one comment he made before he leads us in the pledge. He just said, Tammy, remember, I'm just a survivor. Would you lead us in our pledge, please, Wright?
Would the members and guests in the gallery please rise as you're able for the Pledge of Allegiance? Mr. Roy Wright, you are recognized to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag